What's up, everybody? It's Ivan with Trouts Fly Fishing, back with your bi-weekly fishing report and forecast. It's April 25th, I think. We're gonna go with it. No need to double check. I believe in myself. It's April 25th. Lock it in. Anyways, it is, we're sort of in that in-between stage right now. So I looked at the weather up in the high country, up in Vail, over the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be in the mid-50s, 60s. There's going to be rain. With that in mind, we're seeing some of those freestones start to bump a little bit, add some color. I would say that the beginnings of runoff are upon us. The next couple weeks I would expect to see bumps and flows. I don't think that it's going to be like it's, we're not seeing a huge warm up, like it's not 70 degrees, 80 degrees up there and we're just dumping snow, but I would expect to start to see those hydrographs bump a little bit. The one thing that I will say, especially for the next couple days, the Arkansas, I don't believe they're going to release water until beginning of May. So Arkansas has been at a pretty stable flow and has been fishing really well this spring. Blue wings, obviously, Mother's Day Caddis are on the horizon. So Arkansas is a good option when it comes to those freestones. With the bigger, with those freestones down low, especially the Eagle, the Colorado, the Roaring Fork, we're seeing quite a bit of color. You still have a couple inches of visibility, 6 inches of visibility on good days, a foot on a great day. And if you find one of those rivers on the falling limb, you can definitely get into some good fish. It's a great time to throw bigger bugs. Great time to throw streamers. Fish can't be many places when you bump the flows. They're going to be on the edges. They're going to be on the soft seams. They're going to be in the slower water, and they're going to sit in places where they can get a lot of food and get a lot of big food quickly. This is a time when they actually put on quite a bit of weight. They're sitting there unmolested for the most part, and there's just a bunch of food getting kicked around, and they're eating hard. So if you find a good slot, a good run, a good soft seam, find one fish. It's sort of like similar to winter fishing, where you're finding slow water, you're finding fish stacked up. Once you find one, you're most likely going to find quite a few. It's also a great time, as I said, to throw streamers. I was down in the lower Colorado. I think we had like 4 inches of visibility, and we caught 2 fish, but I was there with a customer of ours, Tom. Tom caught a nice 21-inch brown trout. Not the worst thing to do. So if you're willing to dedicate time, runoff can be super productive on those freestones with big time rewards. Big rewards for bad decisions, as I like to say. So good flies on the freestones. If you don't have a ton of clarity, big Pat's Rubberlegs, big pheasant tails, big hare's ears, guide shorts hare's ears, worms, eggs, streamers, big black streamers with a little bit of flash. Those will all get the job done for you if there's not much clarity. If there is clarity, you can still use those same things, but you can also mix in blue wing olives, some Caddis nymphs, and stuff like that. You never know what you're going to see in terms of rising fish. We didn't see a ton of rising fish when we were down in the lower Colorado, but it was funny. You had like 4 inches of visibility. We actually saw a really nice fish rising in some soft water. So be prepared for anything. We only had streamer sticks with us that day, and put one on its head. It went down pretty quick, but that was our fault. We didn't come prepared. When it comes to the tailwaters, we've seen some bumps along the South Platte. The Dream actually dropped a little bit. I think it's below 100. Flows, Deckers, Cheeseman have bumped 160, 179, I think at Trumbull or something around that area. And the same thing goes for 11 Mile. 11 Mile's bumped as well. So that means fish are going to be in more lies. They're going to be eating a little bit better. They're not going to be sort of focused in one sort of deep slot in a run. You're going to see them in flats waiting to rise, especially on those cloudy days. We're sort of getting towards the tail end of the blue wing olive hatch. Towards the tail end. I wouldn't say it's over by any stretch of the imagination. There's still quite a bit of good dry fly fishing to be had with blue wings, but we're going to start seeing the Caddis pick up here in a week or so, is my guess. When it comes to nymphs, same sort of thing. Brown worms, red worms, pink worms, and especially if you see bumps, leeches, and then your blue wings, your small caddis, Splatte Roller. RS2 obviously always works on the South Platte, and always have midges available because midges are present year round. Dry flies, same sort of story as last week. You're going to see blue wings, so be prepared with your favorite blue wings. Towards the end of the hatch, using a sparser fly, also having a lot of good emergers or cripples. Once you get into this hatch, like any hatch, after they've keyed in on like the really easy to spot, easy to like blatant, oh, I should eat that flies, they start to wisen up a little bit, and this is a good time to throw the faux merger, throw a merger behind a dry, and work that film area because they'll be a little bit more selective. Pablo's cripple is a good option. The challenged PT is a good option. Those are all good flies for this time of year during the blooming hatch. One thing that we should touch on: stillwaters. Stillwaters are coming. So it looked for a second like Spinney and 11 Mile might never open. Like might just be ice on there for the entire year. But they dropped. They noted that ice levels have dropped from 50% to 10% on both the Spinney and 11 Mile reservoirs. So that's good news. That means opening is imminent. They haven't sort of locked in a date when they're willing to say they're ready to open for boating, open to fishing, but they have hinted that it's coming and they've prepared. So it's only a matter of time. Once that ice clears, we should get some good ice-off fishing on our favorite reservoirs. I know that Antero opens on May 1st, so that's a good option for stillwater, either from the bank or from a boat. There's always some quality fish to be had there. So things are starting to open up. It's a little bit dynamic with the way flows are going to bump on some of our freestones. This can actually be, if you catch it on the right day, some of the most productive streamer fishing of the year. Fish are going to start getting a little bit more active, and they'll be sort of concentrated in these areas, and they'll be looking for big meals because of low visibility. They will only see the big meals, and I like throwing big meals, so big meal. I'm a big meal guy. Anyways, you know where to find us. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you out in the water here in the shop. Have a good 2 weeks, and stay safe out there. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. Okay, bye.